it's been an exciting 5 months, man. It's been up, down, sideways, in, out. I think a lot of things are happening.
But you see, April, it was the highest number of transactions in Dubai real estate history.
Wow.
16,000 transactions in 1 month.
I remember us on that Monday morning meeting looking at that graph thinking, oh, could this be the start of something? Let's define what we feel is a good client, what we feel is a time waster client, and what we feel is a client that just absolutely takes the piss.
Good clients?
Yeah.
They know what they want.
Okay.
They're coming here to buy something. But when you talk to one broker and he's give you most of the information and you trust this guy, choose him.
So welcome, everybody, to another episode of the J2 Hub podcast. We're back again. So we haven't been very consistent, which seems to be a problem in a lot of things, and we'll talk about consistency today. But we thought we need to bring this podcast back because a lot of people were saying, James, you know what? We really used to enjoy it when you guys were jumping on once a week, covering some serious topics on what's going on in the market and just keeping it really real rather than having gimmicky, crappy content out there that doesn't make any sense. So look, you know, I can talk for England, but let's go. I'm with my sidekick today, Benny. Welcome again.
Thank you for having me again. Welcome.
No, you're not having me. You're always here. So there's no thing about having me. You're just here. So, well, look, man, it's we're already in May. Yeah. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
The year is going quick.
5 months.
Yes. And it's been an exciting 5 months, man. It's been up, down, sideways, in, out. I think a lot of things are happening.
There's so many things happening in Dubai. In January, we had a dip. Everyone were thinking, okay, now the correction is starting. We have a lower number of transactions. So we have 0.5% dip. But you see, April, it was the highest number of transactions in Dubai real estate history.
Wow.
16,000 transactions in 1 month.
I remember us on that Monday morning meeting looking at that graph thinking, oh, could this be the start of something? Because when we looked at the trajectory for the years below, we'd never seen anything like that. We'd always seen it up. And then we started to see this graph just go dip a little bit. And then we were kind of, I don't think we were worried, but we were kind of like, could this be something? Could it not? And then as the months went off, it just went back up again, right?
Exactly. And that time everyone were like, okay, the correction is starting now. We're going to wait. We're going to buy after 6 months, 8 months when there's a crash. Again, the word crash, everyone's talking about it.
Yeah.
Which I don't think going to happen soon. Corrections, we were always talking about it. Depends on the area, depends on the developer and projects. Going to happen, but there will be no crash in Dubai market anymore.
I call it CBC, yeah? Those are my things. Crash, bubble, correction. That's all I seem to hear from clients. There's going to be a crash. What are you basing it on? I don't know. My friend down the pub told me. Oh, Dubai's in a bubble. This bubble word seems to be really in at the moment as well. It's been in for a while. And then you hear this correction. There's a correction coming. There's a correction coming. Man, I have not seen any correction. I've not seen any bubble explode. And I definitely have not seen major dips. In fact, I think yesterday when we were sitting there and we were looking at transactions for lagoons and thinking, wow, these little 4 bedrooms are starting to hit 2.7, 2.8, 3 mil people are having.
3.1 people are asking right now.
For a 4 bedroom.
4 bedroom, single row.
Wow. I remember seeing these at like 1.7, 1.8 and people were saying, oh, you know what? It's a little bit pricey. I don't know if I want to do something here.
No, exactly. And now seeing, because we see the demand increasing for townhouses and villas.
Yeah.
We saw that from 2021 after COVID.
Yeah.
People got stuck in the apartments, studios, 1 bedroom, 800, 900 square foot. And they were like, okay, we're done with the apartments. We want to move to the villas and townhouses. I remember in JVC, we were selling Nakhil villas for 1.7, 1.8 million.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, I was seeing one listed for 3.4 million. And these are old villas, small built-up area, but big plot size.
Yeah.
3.4, 3.5 million. And at that time, I remember we were selling in Arabian Ranches 1 for less than 3 million. 4-bedroom villas.
In fact, I think we saw some, didn't we? Early on, we had some renovation projects that we saw.
Townhouse,
and we were kind of like, oh, it's a bit pricey. We look at it now and we think, God, that was cheap. Man, I've seen it myself in townhouses and villas because recently I bought a townhouse and I saw it myself. I saw the prices, how they were going. And you just think to yourself, when's it going to stop?
Never.
Where's it going? I saw this, what was it? The new Acres launch, and was it 3-bed townhouses? What something like
5.6, I think.
Yeah, nearly 6 million dirhams for a 3-bed. Okay, granted, it's a big size, but you're thinking to yourself, man, I remember when 6 million would get you 15,000 square foot, and that wasn't so long ago.
Now, I remember when they launched the first phase of farmhouses in the valley,
Yeah.
or Imar. If I'm not mistaken, it was something around 6 million, 10,000 square foot.
Wow. And people used to say, it's too far, it's too expensive, it's the valleys. Now look at it.
No, the 4-bedroom townhouses are transacting for 2.8 million.
Yeah.
In the valley.
Wow. Would you still say right now a townhouse is a good investment for somebody?
Look, the first question I'll ask, why they're buying? What's the reason? They're moving with a family, it's an investment, they're looking for the rental income. It all depends on the client.
Yeah.
On a capital appreciation, if you want to look in that phase, let's say, yeah, it's a good investment because the prices will increase because there is less supply and more demand on the townhouses because we see families are moving into Dubai. But again, if someone is looking for rental income, no, you can get maximum 4%, 3%.
Yeah.
Because the price per square foot increased. Before, it was like you were buying a 3-bedroom townhouse for 1.7 million. Now the rental is 150, 160,000. But now you cannot get any more 3-bedroom townhouses for 1.8 million.
Yeah,
the minimum is 2.5, 2.6 million.
And the rent hasn't increased that much.
No.
Yeah, true. I mean, look, I saw it recently with the Marjan Island's launch where, I was lucky enough to get units for our clients, but then there was also very disappointed clients that had EOIs in for months and they didn't get anything. And, we're talking first, Damac wanted a 5% EOI, which is fair enough, which people will pay. You don't mind paying, thinking, yeah, I'll pay that. I show them that I'm not a bullshitter. But then it got to the point where they started asking for 24% EOI because the demand was so high. And when I spoke to them, I said, like, what's this all about? They said, look, James, you and I know both that 4-bedroom townhouse for 2.2 or 2.5 mil, 2.6 mil even on some of the newer ones, it's not happening. And I'm like, yeah, you're right, it's not happening. So everybody's thinking the same thing. But these guys are kind of like, okay, if you want one, put your money where your mouth is. And people were telling me that, our sales agent was telling me, she goes, you think 24%? She goes, I've got people that paid 50% and are waiting to get a townhouse. And I'm like, damn, the demand has been that big. And I remember going to one of the launch events for one of the clusters. And man, it was just like, it's got to be a good 700-800 people in there, if not more. And you're looking at this board in front of you and you're just seeing it go red or grey. And you're like, what the hell is going on here? And clients from back home couldn't understand it. And I'm saying to them, I go, look, we need to pick a unit now. And they go, well, why can't we take some time to think about it? I go, because if you snooze, you lose. Simple. And they're like, no, but it can't be. And I'm like, well, I'm sending you a video. Look what's going on here. They've allocated you a really good unit. Just sign it. Take it. You'll make money on it later on. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, just trust the agent you're working with. If you trust him enough to give him 24% EOI, put in the developer on behalf of you, believe him that he gonna choose the right unit
for you. Yeah, absolutely. And I think, you know what? I think it's been like a bit of a pattern. I saw it with Aldar's launch. I saw it with Maras's launch. Most recently with this Damac launch. And then we saw it with Polo. Yeah. We've seen it with Oasis, and Oasis is high end. And still people are buying these. You've seen it with Riverside. Even our friends at Reportage. These guys, everything, when it comes to a townhouse, everybody's just like, man, I want one of these bad boys.
But again, like, people shouldn't just choose townhouses because they see, okay, townhouses, we can get capital appreciation. Again, what they're looking for. It's a good investment, but sometimes apartments can give you more return compared to the townhouses, even on capital appreciation. See Town Square.
Yeah.
It has even more increase compared to the townhouses in the surrounding area.
Absolutely.
24% in a year.
I agree with you.
Was increased.
Yeah.
So it's not always one direction, townhouses, capital appreciation. No, look at the location, look at the community, look at the developer, look at the entry price. 2-bedroom, 1.5, 1.6 million, where you can get it. We were telling to our clients since it was 1.1 million, 1.2 million. They were like, it's too far.
With the apartments.
Yeah,
absolutely.
2-bedroom, 1.2 million.
Yeah. I mean, look at my example where I bought that one from the bank for 1.17 or 1.18. You know, that brings in 120,000 dirhams a year rental. If I look at a comparable townhouse, say a 3-bedroom townhouse that somebody's paid 2.5 mil for now, or 2.6 mil, it's not bringing in more than 150, 155.
Max.
You know, but look at the difference in price.
True.
So for your investment here, you could have had 3 of these and you're at 360,000 dirhams rental for a collection of 3 apartments, you know? And I think now some of the investors we spoke to where they were like, oh, I'm going to wait for a little bit. I'm going to see what's going to happen. They're the ones that are really kicking themselves that missed that 1.1 mark, 1.2 mark, 1.3. But I still say, even at 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, where we're up to now, it's still a solid investment, man.
Because it's a great community. It's a good developer and people don't understand the location yet. Whoever is coming there, they're like, it's too far. My first question is like, far from where?
Yeah, where do you want to get to? Yeah.
You're an investor. You should care about the rental income. You should care about the capital appreciation. And it's not far from anywhere. What do you need? So a school, it's 5 minutes down there. Hospital, it's 10 minutes in Dubai Hills.
Yeah.
Airport, they're going to close the current airport. The new airport is 20 minutes down the road.
Yeah.
So what do you need which you don't have it here? It's just, and the other thing they're saying is like, it's far from downtown and Business Bay. We don't have a downtown in Dubai.
True.
There's no downtown. Dubai downtown is just a brand name, which came up by Emar. Downtown Dubai. We have 3-4 downtowns, and there's a new downtown coming like Expo City. You come to JLT Marina, that area, you have another downtown. JVC, JLT Marina, you have another downtown there. Business Bay, Dubai downtown, okay, we have a downtown Dubai. You go to Deira, near the airport, Craig Harbor will be the new downtown. So Dubai going to have 3-4 different downtowns.
Yeah. I think it's just a natural thing for people to say that, oh, it's too far, because they're out of their comfort zone, or they're just so used to certain areas that they think, actually, you know what, I shouldn't be exploring any further. Because when you think about Dubai, even when I have clients that come here for the first time and end up buying something, they're always like, I want to be in Marina. I want to be downtown. I want to be in Business Bay. I want to be on the Palm if they're crazy, you know? But they're only saying that because these are the tourist spots that they know. And this is where you have to change the mindset of the investor or somebody looking to invest. You have to educate them and show them that, look, this is not the area that you want to be investing in because it's done. You know, it's appreciated. It's densely populated. Your entry level into this now is a lot higher, whereas you should be thinking, where can I get in at a slightly lower entry price, which has a lot of plus points going for it? And I think when you sit down with a client, I know especially when we sit down with a client, you need to educate them. A client needs to have a different mindset when they're working as an investor. Because when you come to Dubai, you're just used to all of the tourist spots.
Yeah.
That's all you know.
That's all you see.
If you're a serious investor looking to invest, you need to get out there, go and visit these communities and work out what's going on, because that's real life. I'm not saying there's no real life going on in the Palm or downtown. There is real life going on there, but you need to see where people are living, how people are living.
Families.
Exactly. How are people interacting with other people? You don't just go off what a broker tells you, buy this apartment, 1.5 million, 100% ROI, all that bullshit. Because that is bullshit.
It is.
You need to work out what is your game plan. And I think this is where I'm finding more and more that clients are really starting to appreciate that kind of support when you're talking to them. Because let's face it, since the last couple of years, we've seen so many people just arrive and think this is a game. And some people get it lucky. Some people strike lucky, There's an element of luck. You make enough calls, you throw enough shit, something's going to stick, right? But
that's not luck.
No.
That's consistency.
Consistency, probability, whatever it might be, yeah? But are they actually advising clients on the right thing? You know, so for me right now, I'll give you an example. Let's take Ras Al Khaimah, for example. It's a beautiful place to go as a staycation. It's a chilled vibe. You know, it's a really nice place if you want to get away from it. And I was speaking to the head of security at one of the big hotels there when I was there for a little staycation. He's been in Ras Al Khaimah his whole life. He said to me, James, I'm worried. I go, what do you mean you're worried? He goes, I'm worried for what this place is going to become from what it is. I go, what do you mean about that? He goes, look, I know this new casino's coming. You know, it's going to be open all the time. He goes, this sleepy little town is going to go into something like Vegas.
24/7.
24/7. He goes, and let's face it, if this casino wasn't here, would people still be investing in RAK? And this is what I've been saying to people for a long, long time. Yeah, it's a great area. I think it's going to be fantastic when it's built. But let's say in the future, the casino has to pull out for some reason. You know, let's say, for example, some of the big brands stop there. Then what happens? Are you just left with a posh hotel with a big ballroom that was a casino? Could one of the big brands pull out at some point? And then somebody doesn't want to go into there?
Can happen, like a branded residences.
Yeah, we'll get onto branded residences in a minute. But what I'm saying is, if that casino wasn't coming and all of those developments were being built around there, would people still be flocking to that area?
I don't think so. Honestly, I don't think it's a good area. Marjan Island, it's very chilled, as you said. You have beach access. You have all this beautiful development happening there. But it's just because of the casino. Even you see Marjan Island, Al Hamra Village, you see all these ones. There's a hype only because of the casino. We see prices going to, in some developments, to 3,000 dirham per square foot.
Absolutely,
Which you can get something in Dubai Island. And I'm always telling people, okay, casino is nice, but what if Dubai open a casino?
That's going to be a second-class casino over on that side.
Which will happen. We don't know the time frame. We don't know when.
Yeah. And you know what the other thing is? I've seen a lot of brokers just hyping this place up, which I get. There is a lot of hype around it. But then think of one thing. If a high net worth gambler is coming to gamble, ask yourself a question. Why are they going to stay in your one bedroom? Why are they going to stay in your two bedroom? If somebody's coming to gamble, they're going to stay in the hotel, which is going to offer, you know, exemplary services to somebody who's coming to gamble. So my thoughts are always like, if you're riding off the back of this casino, is it enough to ride for an investment?
Look, some people made money. Those who entered at early stages, they made up to 70% appreciation. They can sell it with 70% higher right now. But the doubt is that, okay, now is the right time to invest. And I'm always telling people, look, when we come to Ras Al Khaimah, we have NOC with all those developers. We have an agreement with all those developers. We can sell their product. It's just when we go to Ras Al Khaimah, I cannot. The only thing I can tell you is that, look, there's a casino coming. There's nothing else I can tell you. When we come to Dubai...
You can tell them about Barracuda.
But when we come to Dubai, I can give you different plans. The 3030. The 33, which is like the economic plan for Dubai.
The 2030?
No, the 33.
Oh, okay.
Which is the 33 agenda for the economy.
Got you, sorry.
We have 2040 plan. I can sit with you for each one of these ones and explain to you for an hour what they're going to do in Dubai. And then you can see what's happening here. You can see the locations. You can see the new airport. I can talk about all these things for 2-3 hours without even showing you any projects because they have a plan to grow. But when we go to Ras Al Khaimah, I can just tell you, look, the casino is coming. There's nothing else. Which worried me. A bit worrying.
It's the same for me, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think when you don't fully see the potential yourself, it's difficult to put that potential onto somebody else or that vision to somebody else. Now, like, don't get me wrong. If somebody came to me and said, James, I've got this great project that I've seen in Ras Al Khaimah, can you have a look at it for me? I'll full blown, we'll carry out a full report on it. We'll look at some data and we'll give them our opinion on it, you know, but I don't know. It's one of those ones that just sits on the fence for me a little bit at the moment.
There is like, for me, when I look at the map, it's like a second JVC happening in Ras Al Khaimah. All the developers are going there. There's so many development coming in Al Marjan Island.
Wow, you feel it's that bad? Or it could get that bad?
So many projects. If you go there, you know we have this Genie map.
Yeah. You can see how many are on there.
You can see how many developers happening. If you go in JVC, you cannot even see the JVC because it's hidden with all the developers' logos in there.
Yeah, of course.
And you go to Marjan Island, it's the same thing happening.
You know, I was with a client yesterday and I showed her JVC on Google Maps with the little man that can walk around, and we were walking around JVC. And then she's like, I could see it in her face. She's like, but I thought this was the place to be. I'm like, that's what everybody thinks, you know? And we're walking around it on the screen and she's seeing stuff. She's like, James, there's no pavement. Like, what is that big plot of sand? Like, why does that building look like this? And why does this building look like that? And why are these cars just parked everywhere? So when you show people this in comparable to something that's solid like a community, you suddenly start to think, wow, people are so not well educated in this field right now. I think even clients need to be fully educated. And this is why, you know, when a client jumps on the call with me, I offer a 20-minute consultation call where we can give you an overview of Dubai. But if you want to hatch and put a full plan together, there's an hour call. And yeah, there's a cost associated with it. But what I say to them is you've now got a Bible to go away with and go and do what you need to do, whether you buy from us, whether you buy from someone else. This whole consultation call has been geared towards you and it's been created to suit you. And for me, I'm sorry, $500 for an hour to sit with somebody to get all the information is not a lot of money. And if you end up transacting with us, we'll give you your money back anyway. Yeah. It's just to save the tire kickers and the time wasters because there's a lot of people out there like that.
They're just asking for the information.
They want to consume the information and they go elsewhere. And we'll come to that in a moment. But look, let's skip from Ras Al Khaimah to Al Quwain, which is, I know we really like it. I know you was on the fence about it first of all, but I'm in love with it. I think it's great. I think what Sobha's doing down there is fantastic. And we've been so privileged to go to that site a few times now and have, you know, behind the door access to areas that people haven't even been able to go to. I don't want to name any names or get anybody into trouble, but certain people have got us into certain parts of that place, which is mind-blowing for me, what they're creating down there.
Look, the thing is that, first, when they launched the Senior Island, I was like, who will go to Al Quwain?
Yeah.
We have to buy. We have enough projects here. But when we went there and visited the site, because this is what we do. We visit the site first, then we offer it to the client.
And we had a great day with a 4x4, cold drinks going down.
When we went there, I was like, okay, now we see what's happening here. And we don't have any natural island from Fujairah until Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
The only natural island we have is Senior, which is in Al Quwain. Yeah. In Abu Dhabi, we have couple, which is like Rahman Island and all these islands. And when I compare it in terms of prices, I know Rahman Island is only villas. It's 7.5, 8 million. And when you compare it with Al Quwain Senior Island is still cheap.
Yeah.
And we know Sobha is building there. Yeah. Sobha, they have the best quality in the market.
Yeah. You know what I love what Sobha's done here, yeah? So look, historically, Damak, Mr. Hussein has been a visionary. Like, they create some really, really good marketing. They're the kings. You know, if anybody wants to take marketing lessons and, conceptual lessons, take them from Damak. But I feel like what Sobha's done with Sinya is marketing on steroids, but it feels like it's so natural. Like, it doesn't feel like it's forced or they're trying to push something into this project to sell it. The whole selling is that it's a natural island, and when you look at it and when you go there and you appreciate it, you think to yourself, man, I've not seen anything like this in the whole of the UAE. Like, even when we went there, I went there last week and I went there Monday and it was hot in Dubai. We got there and there's a lovely breeze coming from the sea. And you're thinking, okay, I'm standing on the island right now in a suit. I can feel the breeze and I feel comfortable. So that got me thinking that actually, you know what? There's a lot of places that have beach access and have this, but how much time can you actually spend on the beach in the weather? Whereas when I'm standing out there in a suit, not even in a pair of shorts, I'm thinking, this place is going to rock. And you think right now, because they're doing all the land compacting and everything, they've actually stopped the sea from going into certain places. They've got they've barricaded it. So you can't, so the water stops and doesn't come in. So you just see muddy patches certain places. But when you speak to Sobha, they say, yeah, we purposely stopped this so we can get onto the sea to carve out bits of land, right? So the trucks and the big bulldozers and the compactors can get in. But when they show you where the sea's going to flow, you're like, oh my God. And when you see the sea, how blue it is, how natural it is. And then you see wildlife, you see deers running across, and you're like, man, this is phenomenal. For me, I think it's so special.
No, I think so too. Like, well, I had a client, and look, just let me add something here. I think it's amazing investment for someone who already has something in Dubai.
Yeah.
1 or 2 properties as an investment.
Yeah.
And they want to invest somewhere on a beachfront next to the sea. That's amazing investment. Because the other day I had a call with a client, and he has one in Town Square. He has one in Meydan area. I told him, look, you have one in the community in an upcoming area. You have one in the central of Dubai, Meydan area, close to the business bay and downtown. I think it's the right time now to invest somewhere near the beach, with the beach access, near the sea, with the sea view. And we're looking in some areas like Dubai Island and Maritime City. Price per square foot there is like 2,700, 800 minimum, go to up to 3,500, 3,600 for some of the projects.
Yeah.
Maritime City is the same. And the thing about Maritime City that there's no beach access, there's only sea view.
Yeah.
So when I explained to him about Senior Island and Mulhuwain, and I'm like, in Dubai Island, you have to pay 2.4 million for 1 bedroom. In Senior Island, I can get you 1.8 million for a 2 bedroom.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're talking about Sobha quality.
But those days are limited. I'm telling you, those 1.7s, 1.8s for 2 beds in Sobha are longer. They're going to be gone soon.
Yeah.
You know,
next launch, we're not going to have anything around 1.8 million.
And the fact is, you can get something on the beach residences or somewhere on the beachfront where you literally come out of your apartment, you're on the beach with natural sea.
And the good thing about these projects, 95% of the units, you have the sea view or the marina view.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And the way that island is shaped, most of the units, they have a sea view on the marina view.
They've been very clever on how they created it. Even some of the... See, I think a lot of the clients are missing the benefits of the back units as well. Because the back units or the side units have a even larger view of the sea. So if you're not fussed about seeing the beach and you just want to see sea, some of the back units, I was saying to the clients, I go, don't disregard this, because look, in front of you is the townhouses. If you're on the 6th level or the 4th level, the townhouses are down there. You've got clear vision and nothing else is coming because there's no damn island there. It's just sea.
It's just sea.
You know?
Yeah.
And for me, I'm saying to my clients, some of my clients that bought early in Senior Island, I said to them, I go, look, this is very much an investment if you've got, I call it FU money or I don't care money, which is not that you care about your money, but you're happy to leave it there a little bit longer in terms of what's going to happen. If you want something that's going to give you a return very, very quickly, then I would say that's probably not for you just yet.
It will take time.
Would you agree?
Look, the thing is that in general, real estate, you've been in this game for 20 years, real estate.
Yeah.
We never make money in a year or 6 months.
No.
It's a 5 to 7 year cycle.
Yeah.
So I know in the past 2-3 years, because after COVID, the prices went up, people made like 60-70% in few projects, but it's not the case all the time. So I just want to clear for everyone here that, look, don't look at 6 months. If the broker is telling you buy now, sell it in 6 months with 20% profit. It's not going to happen.
Walk away, simply.
So, but in Dubai, you can get return much sooner compared to Mulhuwain.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yes.
Yeah. They need to park the money there for like minimum 5 years.
Yeah. But
minimum 5
years. This is like, I say Mulhuwain is like Bitcoin when it was 1,000. Or 4,000.
I agree. Now I can see it.
Yeah?
Now I can see it.
Because every time we go, we see something different.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. I think a lot of people are getting themselves or interested in Senior Island. And I think for you to totally understand Senior Island, you need to be working with a broker who understands Senior Island. You know, somebody who's actually physically been there. Someone could physically take you to the site and show you, this is where your apartment's going to go. This is a view you're going to get, and this is what's going to be around you. Because brokers are very quick at, and I've seen it in the Sobha Sales Centre before. I had one guy telling this poor Indian couple, if you buy this for 3 million, it'd be worth 10 million. And I'm thinking, you want to step in and say something.
Yeah, it's maybe for their grandkids.
Exactly. And this elderly couple, they just, okay, very good. How we buy? And I'm thinking, I'm looking at this broker, and the broker's looking me in the eyes to say, don't say nothing. Please don't say nothing. Please don't say nothing. And you're thinking, I want to say something, but you know what? Maybe they're too naive to not understand this. So I think, look, if anybody out there is considering Sydney Island and you're seriously looking at it, like what we do for our clients that look at Sydney Island, we actually arrange a full day down at the site so you understand it. I think those site days are going to have to stop because recently we've had a few tire kickers that have, just wanted a free day out, which is fair enough. But at the end of the day, if you're serious about looking at Al Khaimah, I think, reach out to us, because the way we show you Sydney Island, I believe others can't show you. I believe even Sobha can't sell you Sydney Island the way we can sell you Sydney Island, because we truly believe in Sydney Island in itself. And, me and Benny always make joint investments together, and our next investment will be there, once we get some money, because we're always just buying houses or apartments, and then when something else comes along, and then we need to find money from somewhere else.
I just want to add one more thing here. You look everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Any location, like an island with a beach access, with a sea view, anything happen in that country, still those properties, those locations will appreciate.
Yeah. It's historic fact.
It's historic fact.
Yeah.
Anywhere in the world. I'm not talking about Dubai, UAE, Al Khaimah, or anywhere else. Everywhere is the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. So that's why if the investor, even let's say the correction people are talking about is going to happen. If you're buying there for, let's say, 2,500 dirham per square foot, if the market correct, other areas like JVC going to drop for maybe 20, 50%. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm put myself in the client's shoe, that how they think.
Yeah.
Okay, 50%. But when you have a beach access and the sea view, it's not going to drop that much. Because still there is a demand. People who want to travel, who want to come for a vacation, they want to choose something with the beach access and the sea view.
Yeah, no, I agree. Look, I saw a video of Grant Cardone in his Miami apartment overlooking the sea, overlooking the yachts. And he's talking about this thing being like $35 million or something. And I'm looking at it thinking, okay, this is about 5,000 square foot, maybe a little bit smaller. Then I started looking at Sydney and I'm thinking, you can get something like that. Okay, maybe it's not that big, but 5 million, 6 million dirhams gets you on a higher floor with a massive open glass.
4 bedroom, I think.
Yeah, overlooking the thing. And I'm thinking, man, okay, this is Miami. Historically, it's a good market, whatever it is, but it's an expensive market. But if you're looking for something like that in a new lifestyle, in a new area, Sydney Island just ticks so many boxes for me right now, man.
And again, if it was any new developer coming to UAE or Al Khaimah, I wouldn't talk about it, but it's Sobha.
Yeah.
We know Sobha from their quality.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. You just, like, when you're down at Sydney Island, even if you go into the site office to use the toilets, right? This is a site office. Man, their site office quality is better than some apartments that I've seen. I stopped to use the bathroom and I'm looking around thinking, man, like, I got to big up Mr. Menon, man. The way he thinks, like every single detail. Now, this is coming from, obviously, he's got a team, but this is the leader. This is the guy steering the ship, the visionary, right?
Yeah.
And you walk into his site office and the quality of the desks, on how people are sitting, the uniform, the high vises, the safety glasses, every single aspect. You look at Sobha and you think, man, now you realize this is a true brand from end to end, and they say it's a fully incorporated brand because they control everything. And you can see it from their vehicles. Their buses are blue. Their cranes are blue.
Today morning when I saw a blue bus, without even seeing the logo, I knew it's a Sobha bus.
You know it's Sobha, right? When you see their site, it's so clean. It's so tidy.
Yeah.
Everything. So for me, when I show clients that, I say, look at this, man. This doesn't have to be like this, but it's like this because they have a standard. If their site toilets are better than some apartments, imagine what their finished product's going to be like.
And this is their first project in Umm Al Quwain. It has to be good.
Yeah.
It's a JV with the government of Umm Al Quwain.
Yeah.
It's not just Sobha bought the land. No, it's a JV with the government. And another good thing about Sinai Island, they don't need to pay the 4% right now.
Yeah. That's another good one. Yeah.
They can pay at the time of handover.
Right at the end. So it saves you a bit of 4%. Yeah. Anyway, listen, let's hop right the way across. So now, a few days ago, Disneyland got announced in Abu Dhabi.
In Abu Dhabi, yeah.
Yeah. Now, I've had clients say to me, James, what's going on? What we got around there? You know, I think I really like Abu Dhabi. Yeah. It's, again, very calm.
Very calm.
Very chilled. Nice vibe. Nice people. Quite relaxed. You know, I feel like it's like, we'll do it when we want to do it. You know, it's a chilled vibe down there. And it is nice. Warner Brothers is there. Ferrari World is there. Yas Island is really, really nice. What's your thoughts with Disneyland going there now and people thinking, is it a right time to buy something there?
Look, for me, I like Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
People made money in Abu Dhabi, in Masdar City, in Yas Island, in Mamsha Gardens by Al Dar.
Yeah.
In Rahman Island even. For me, I'm not focused in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
Okay. And again, for me, I've been here for 15 years. Abu Dhabi is the capital of UAE. But the way Dubai grows, Abu Dhabi didn't. The plan Dubai has, the things you see in Dubai, I didn't see it in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not saying it's a bad place for investment. It's a very good place. People make money. But there are few things which is different. For example, in Dubai, if you buy a property for 2 million dirham, you get a golden visa with even paying 24% and get the gold. In Abu Dhabi, you have to pay in full to get the golden visa.
To get the golden visa, okay.
These small things are different because, you know, we have one federal law and each Emirates, they have their own laws.
Their own laws, yeah.
But still, it's a good investment. People can make money in terms of Airbnb, holiday home, capital appreciation. But I'm not focused there.
Yeah. See,
I want to be honest. We have agreement, James. We have agreements with most of the developers in Abu Dhabi and we can sell. But me, myself, because we have enough projects in Dubai to focus on and I can explain about everything in Dubai, that's why I didn't focus on Abu Dhabi much.
Yeah. So look, I was speaking to Aldar yesterday, one of our reps, and even she didn't know that the location of the Disneyland had been confirmed. And I had to point it out to her, you know, and 10 minutes later, all her marketing that went out was, hey, closest apartments to Disneyland. I said to her, you're a cheeky girl, man. I said, you know what? I'll mention that to you. And I like how you took action straight away. You know who I'm talking about, right? Yeah. How she took action really. And I really like her. I think she's a great person. And she took action straight away. And it turns out that their project is the closest. You know, it is very, very close to this locality. And it's not cheap, but then you've got the quality on that side, right? You walk into one of their products and you know, Aldar's built this. It's fantastic. You can tell, again, elements of quality from the minute you step into their sales center. You see their sites, you see their staff, their representatives. They're a different level, right? And all of these things I'm watching for. Now, I've been to Disneyland Paris. Yeah. And when we went there, it was very busy. Very, very, very busy. We couldn't stay at the location because the location was booked up. And also, the actual Disneyland hotel was like 4 or 5 times the price. So we stayed at a place which was about 1 kilometer away, maybe 1.5 kilometers, and they had a bus service that took you to Disneyland. But were these buildings packed out? Yeah, they were. These blocks were packed out, man, with tourists, people coming to go to Disneyland. Because you got to remember, right now, if you're in the Middle East and you want to go to Disneyland, you have to either go to Paris or you have to go to America, right? Orlando, wherever it is over that side.
I think the closest one is Paris.
Yeah. And that's still 6 hours, 7 hours, right? Whereas here, you're 1 hour if you're in Dubai. You can get to Disneyland. And then think about all the neighboring countries that might want to come to Disneyland. Because Disneyland, look, Disney is a massive brand. There's no doubt about it. You know, it's a worldwide known brand. And every kid wants to go and see Goofy and Cinderella, whoever it might be.
No,
you know, it's
Goofy
pretty
anymore.
awesome.
I think Goofy was for our time.
Yeah.
Now they don't know Goofy.
Yeah, Goofy, whatever the other one was, Mickey Mouse. But it's like a brand that all kids want to go to.
Yeah.
So for me, I do think there's some potential in it. But is that going to be another hype where everybody tries to build around there?
Can be.
And will it actually get delivered is the other question. Because we saw what happened in Dubai Land when all of the major parks were introduced. And you drive around Dubai Land, if you go through some of the back streets down by where some of these new villa constructions are, you actually see the signs for the big theme parks. And you're like, it's quite spooky. I cycled around there and I was like, oh man, this is like going back in time. Like there's like roller coasters and shit and stuff. And you're like, man, what actually happened here? But I think we're talking about a long, long time ago that stuff happened, right? I don't think that would happen again. But question is, do you think that's potentially an area to watch?
Yeah, Abu Dhabi is picking up.
Look,
I think it's a good investment. But again, if someone is coming to this side of the world and they want to invest as a first investment, I prefer to go with Dubai, then explore other options.
Yeah.
Because Dubai, again, has a plan. We saw the history, what happened here. Palm villas were selling for 1.7 million.
Don't. People are crying.
Now we see 25 million if it's a distressed deal.
Yeah.
And everything is in place now. We have clients buying online. It's like we're selling T-shirts. This is because they have a system. They know there's no money coming to us as a broker. There's no money they're paying everywhere else. It's going directly to the escrow account. And people don't know when a developer is launching a project, actually they have to own the land. Yeah. If they're selling off plan, they have to own the land and they have to put 20 to 30% of the construction fee in the escrow account.
In the account. See, that should be tick boxes for you because that just shows there's no loan on the land.
Exactly. There's no loan on the land. And the thing is that 20-30% of the construction cost is already in there. So tomorrow, if they run away, the money is with the government.
Absolutely.
So what they do, they pay the installments in the escrow account. I know it. Look, it's linked to the. It's a timeline. It's not linked to the construction. It's a timeline. 6 months, 8 months, 10 months after reservation. But again, it's in the escrow. Dubai Land Department will go for inspection. If they did 20% of the project, they release 20% of the money.
Yeah. So I always say to clients now, I say, look, for you, you're in the best place because you're completely covered. If anything, it's the developer that has to perform now. Whereas in the past, it was the other way around.
It was the other way.
You know,
we saw that a lot.
They could ask for a lot of money up front and things could get cancelled, things could get delayed. And now even like, you know, when I was speaking to Nishama, they said that, look, you know, we start most of our construction within 3 months of a project being launched and sold out. There's a new system, new kind of law or something saying that they have to start within a certain period of time, right? They can't just stay for a whole year now. Like I'm seeing like blocks that sold out 3 months ago and the piling is done already for the groundworks. And you think, okay, it's not the same thing how it used to be. And the other thing people don't realize here in Dubai, when you compare it to England, when a block goes up in England, they'll build the block first and then they'll start finishing it from the inside. Here, they build outside in. So once it's safe enough and a floor's been built and it's safe enough for them to work internally and do the internal work, it can be done. So something in the UK that might take 4 or 5 years, these guys do in 2.5 years because they're working from the outside and then working from the inside. So simultaneously, when you're up 12 levels or 15 levels, you'll think, oh, you look at level 10 or 8 and you think, man, why is the kitchen in? Like, why is the bathroom in? Why is it painted? So they're working in a very systematic way as well. And I think now the system has very, very much changed. It's all in the favor of the buyer, I feel.
On favor of the buyer, so they have a safe investment here. Sometimes the question is that, like, do we want to change a clause in the SPA?
Yeah.
The SPA is coming from Dubai Land Department. Okay, I know the developer submitted, they approved, then it's come back from Dubai Land Department, they can print it. At the same time, which Dubai Land Department is protecting investor, they have to protect the developer as well.
Yeah.
So they see, look, his SPA is too harsh, it's only for the developer. So no, read the clauses one by one, it's 60 pages. It will protect you, it will protect the developer. But they have to protect the developer as well, because they're the one bringing investors in.
Yeah, of course.
So when you see a payment plan there and it will show, okay, you have 15 days to pay, you have to pay in 15 days. Okay, you can get time, pay 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 and clear the installment within a month or two. That's fine. They're not going to cancel your unit. But if you don't pay in 6 months and they send you an email calling you, no reply, of course they're going to cancel. Because they have to make money to build the project.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't just look at developers as being greedy.
So it's fair. When you read I'm sure no one read the SPA.
I bet you have.
It's 60 pages.
Yeah.
But read it. Yeah. It's mentioned all the clauses.
It protects you and the developer. Yeah. And it should be like that, because I think people read the first 5-6 pages and they go, oh, James, it's like, it's very focused towards the developer. I go, get halfway through it and start reading and see how you're protected as well. Or if you don't want to read it, get somebody legal to read it. But nowadays, man, flipping heck, just upload the damn SPA to ChatGPT and say, tell me how this SPA protects me as a client. And it will tell you. And tell me how it protects the developer. Is this heavy towards the developer's side? Is it heavy towards my side? What's going on? All of these tools are available for people to use, so there's no damn excuses.
No.
B, before we run out of time, let's talk about clients wasting time. Now, I know we always talk about, how many brokers there are and how some brokers are really bad and how some brokers will mislead clients. And, we've always been on the client side. But let's flip this a little bit. And let's flip this on the client side. Let's define what we feel is a good client, what we feel is a time waster client, and what we feel is a client that just absolutely takes the piss. Let's start with good.
Good clients?
Yeah.
They know what they want.
Okay.
They're coming here to buy something. Okay, it's a budget issue maybe. Someone has 200K, someone has 2 million, 20 million dirham, but they know what they want.
Yeah.
And they come to a developer. Okay, I'm asking everyone, look, do your research. Go everywhere. Check the developers. Talk to the brokers. But when you talk to one broker and he's give you most of the information and you trust this guy, choose him. Let him decide for you. Not blindly, but at least go with him.
Sure.
This is, I think, it's a good client, which I can talk about.
Yeah.
And they're not wasting your time. They're not coming to you and say, look, I want to buy. When you get the product, when they're ready, I say, oh yeah, it's been in 2-3 months.
Yeah.
If you're coming back into Dubai in 2-3 months, you have to search for the new projects, new prices, because those are gone.
Yeah.
So what the clients that know what they want, for me, are the best clients.
Yeah. Or I feel know what they want, or there's 70% there.
No, they know that they're coming to Dubai to buy, to invest.
Okay.
This is what I mean, like what they want.
Yeah. They're not confused.
They have a certain budget. Okay, they're telling you 2 million. They might have 2.2 million.
Okay, well, let me flip this for you. I'm going to trick you. Not trick you. I'm going to put you on the edge here. So, what would you say to a client that you meet for the first time, that's been to Dubai for the first time? They've come to see Town Square for the first time, and they've bought. So this client didn't know what he wanted. He's come to Dubai for the first time, and he's bought something. That's not a client that knows what they want.
That's an agent.
That is a client who's bought into the vision of Dubai through a broker who's very knowledgeable about that. And I had that recently with a young couple, really lovely couple from North London. So I won't mention their name, but if they are listening, very, very lovely couple from North London. And they're in their 30s, and they're, what I loved about this couple was they were bouncing really well off each other. You could see how hard they've worked and how hard they want to continue to work to build wealth for the family, for the brothers, for the extended family. And it was lovely to see. And he was with me for about 4 hours, 5 hours. And I can tell you, most brokers after an hour would be like, "Khalas, finish. You're a time waster." For me, it's never like that, And one thing is,
we never go there to sell.
No.
We go there to educate the
Exactly. And then this client, he said to me, he goes, "James, I can't actually say no." And I was taken back by that for a moment. I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Everything you said to me, every objection I've had, you've had a positive answer or a neutral answer, or you've answered very honestly. So I just can't say no." I go, so what does that mean? He goes, I want to buy. And I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking, okay, you know, and I told him from the beginning, I said, I don't force anything on you. I'm not going to force sell you, because we've had this again. I know you've had this as well, where clients go, Benny, are you not going to sell me something? Like, where's the hard sell? Where's the push? And we're like, there is no push. You've got to be ready to say yes. I've got to guide you. And if I've guided you properly and I've done my job properly, you're going to say yes regardless. You know, I think this is the difference, where there's a lot of brokers that are just fucking buy this. Last unit, urgent unit, this is going to go, sell. You know, there's going to be no more left. But I think, getting back to your point, so a good client can be somebody who knows what they want, or a good client can be somebody who listens, I guess.
Who listens. Yeah.
Who listens and consumes and takes in the knowledge. So let's flip that. What would you say is a bad client?
You have a recent experience. You tell me.
Well, no, look, I wouldn't say it's a bad client, but I just think, you know, when you take a lot of time with a client should be very, very transparent. You know, you need to understand that there is a lot of time, a lot of resources that go into hosting a client and doing something with a client, right? Taking them about, showing them about. A client should be very honest and transparent, like your broker is. If you're talking to multiple brokers and you've potentially got a deal sealed with another broker, don't waste another broker's time.
Yeah.
You know, don't turn up and do something and say, you know what, I really love this, I want to go ahead, knowing full well that you can't, because you've locked yourself into something, right? And then the second thing that's really annoying for me is as well, when you propose a project to a client and they'll go ahead and just go directly to the developer. And, you know, I think maybe it's a mistake. Sometimes unknowingly they may do that. But sometimes they feel that they're getting a better service directly from the developer. And that's not always the case.
It's not the case at all.
Yeah.
Because if you go to a developer, you pay the down payment, you're done.
That's it. Signed, sealed, delivered.
No one will do. Then at the time of handover, you have to search for someone to do the snagging for you.
Yeah.
To take handover for you. Yeah. To rent out your unit, to manage your unit. Even during the construction, if one of your payment is late, you'll go back to the broker and say, look, can you please write me an email?
Yeah.
Can you check with the salesperson? Can you go to the customer service? But if you go direct, you have to do everything yourself.
Yeah.
And they don't understand when they go direct to a developer, when we sell something from the developer, we're not charging them.
Yeah. There's no charge for them. This is what I don't understand. And look, this is a typical example. Like, I asked the client, I go, dude, what happened? We were supposed to go there and have a look. Why didn't you call me? Oh, I went there, you know, they just had this amazing unit which was cancelled there and then, so I booked it. And I'm like, dude, I can see this unit on inventory for the last 11 days. And when I sent the client the same proposal, I said, this is not a cancellation unit. This has been sitting there since the 20th of April or something. Then suddenly they realize, actually, shit, man, this is the first red flag. Trust issue. Can I trust this agency that I've just signed up with, or this developer that I've just purchased from? Because remember, this is the first stage. After this, you're now going to start transferring some money across, which at this point you really are locked in. So if you've had a first red flag with a developer, remember, that's where your broker's there to fight your corner, man. He's like your coach. It's like when there's a boxing match going on, there's a coach who puts the wet towel on your head, gives you some water, makes sure you're good, watching what you're doing, right?
True.
The other team doesn't give a shit about you. They just want to get you done, dusted, and win the fight.
No,
you know, and then the annoying thing is, like, I'm not a nasty person, right? And the thing is, when somebody's gone ahead and completed a deal with another person, or they've just gone direct, and then they want you to expose your network to them, like, oh, can you help me with this? Can you help me with this? Can you help me with this? You know, it's like, how is it? It's like, say, you own a Spinny store, right? And you're going to Lulu and buying stock from Lulu and putting it in the Spinny store. You know, that's how it feels. But I'm not a nasty person, so I just open up my network and still help people, because they don't realize the real work actually begins when you've said yes.
After the sale, yeah.
You know, and certain clients really feel that they're clever, or they're getting a better deal by going elsewhere. And I'm like, look, that's not always the case.
But the thing they don't understand, that some of the services we have, James, is coming based on years of experience, and working with different people until we get there. And we
Yeah.
have these people.
Yeah.
So we have to protect the people we are working with as well. We cannot just share everything with the client because client is not ours anymore.
Yes.
He went to someone else. We just refer it to the service we have.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we have to protect those people. Sometimes we cannot share everything with them.
Sure.
But if they come directly to us, we have everything
Yeah.
that we can do for them from A to Z.
Yeah.
I
You know what still throws me today is like, you'll get clients that say, okay, you know what, James, I can't close this with you. I've done the deal with someone else, which
That's
is
fine.
absolutely fine.
We appreciate that.
And then they'll start asking you stupid questions like, can you help me with the rental at the end? Can you help me with furniture? Can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? And you're like, hold on a second. If you've gone through a broker and he can't help you with that, you've got the wrong damn broker, man, because your broker can only help you with A. He can't even get you to B, C, D. And when you need to get to Z, because let me tell you, along A to Z, there's going to be a hell of a lot of problems that you need to cross. And if your broker has sold you something and he's telling you he can't even help you move money, he can't even help you have an FX exchange partner or help you with your visa, help you with your bank account, help you with site visits, help you with snagging, help you with furnishings, help you with rentals, tenancies, all of that, man, you've definitely got yourself the wrong broker here.
I agree, Lan. I want to add something here. We were discussing the other day. I think we are the only industry that we deliver 100% and we get paid after.
Yeah, yeah.
No deposit, no payment, nothing until they buy. So you can spend months with the client, give the information, do the report, do everything. And then at the end, if they go to someone else, you lose all that time.
Absolutely.
They think that it's an easy job. Like we just get the commission done.
And off we go.
Even in secondary, we do the contracts, we do the viewings, we do the listings, everything we do until the day of transfer for the title that we don't get paid.
People don't realize it can be 12 months after.
It can be like fall apart. You sign the contract, it doesn't mean the deal is done. No, it can change during the time. So I just wanted to add this in that people don't understand the time we spend. We don't actually charge them anything.
Yeah, yeah.
No, and they easily they waste the time and they go with someone else or they go direct. At least if it's someone else, we saw, okay, someone else earned. Maybe they wanted that. They needed that more than us.
Sure. Look, some good points. So look, guys, if you enjoyed this podcast, we're going to be releasing our podcast every Monday. So it will be released early on a Monday morning so you can pick it up if you're going to the gym, if you're walking the dog, whatever you're doing. But we do film every Friday. So do look out for the podcast. It will be with me and B once a week. And we will be covering topics like this. Now, if you want us to cover a certain topic, just comment below in the video on certain things that you want us to go in depth on. And we will do that for you. Benny? Always a pleasure.
Yeah, pleasure.
Yep. Time for some breakfast.
Yeah, let's go.
Thank you.
Thank you.